We've been looking at pieces of the Promised Land series, and we're going to continue breaking down this pilot piece by piece. There are some really interesting scriptural points to this show, but I want to talk about why I think overall this show will succeed, and that is the humanity that we're seeing within the show overall. I think that there are some points where it misses a little bit. For example, I do wish that there was a character that was a bit more normal within the show. I think everyone in the show is really wacky, and so it's hard to connect to them at some level, but then at another level it's really funny and it connects and it's great. So I don't know, maybe I'm wrong there. Let me know your thoughts about it. But I think that this show will succeed because of characters like this. We're gonna jump into this scene here, which is we're gonna look at a few scenes between Korah and Chasisi. Now, if you didn't see my video before, Korah is of course a biblical character. He is someone that wants to rule over Israel and wants to be the rightful leader of Israel. And later on in scripture, he will get punished for that. However, we also see Chasisi, who is not a scriptural character, and he is an Egyptian who has snuck into the Israel camp after being stuck on the wrong side of the Red Sea after the separation of the sea and the closing back in, right? So we're going to see this interaction here. Korah is somewhat wary about Chasisi and thinks that, well, he may be hiding something. And so he's trying to figure out what that is. So there's Korah.
Good afternoon. Hello.
Ah, you there? Come here. Yeah.
Hello, good afternoon.
I've seen you around, but I don't think we've met. I'm Korah.
Hello, Korah. It's actually funny you should say that because we've actually met many times. So many times. It's good to see you again.
Ha. He's hiding something. I can feel it. Perhaps he's uncircumcised.
I think this is probably the funniest part of the entire show. I think this is probably the funniest part of the entire show. Now, of course, this isn't just vulgar for being vulgar's sake. Obviously, being circumcised is a very important thing to the Jewish people. It shows that, one, you are a follower of God and that you are obedient to God, right? Especially after Moses has introduced this to the rest of the tribes and everything else. He instituted it with Moses and walking through all of that, right? This is a very important thing that happens later on. And so, obviously, in the Israelite people, this would have been major. But here, of course, if he's hiding this would be a pretty big deal for them as an Israeli society, right? Why isn't this working?
It's uncircumcised.
Ooh. The look down.
Okay, well, got to go. I'll see you again some other time.
I guess I must have forgotten, but remind me, which tribe are you from again?
Now, this would have been important as well. Obviously, the tribes are a major thing within the Jewish people. There's the 12 tribes of Israel, and that you are a part of that tribe, which is your family, right? Even today, you know what tribe you come from if you're an Israelite. And so it's very important to know that, and it's part of your identity. So it's important that Korah is asking this question.
Are we not all part of the same tribe? On the same journey, united by our common interest and goals.
I love the little cheeky smile that he has as well. Then later on in this episode, we see another moment with them as they're kind of figuring things out here. Trying to capture a quail. If you remember from the scripture, in the morning is when the manna would appear. They would take that manna, they would bake it into some sort of bread or something. We don't really know what the manna was. It was some magical substance that God made appear every single morning. Then at nighttime, he would have quail that would come and they would be able to catch all the quail for the meat that they needed.
Oh, hello, Korah. Great to see you. Have a good night.
I have a question for you.
Ask away.
In what part of the camp is your tent pitched?
Well, what part is yours pitched?
I'm pitched in Levi.
Levi, yeah, me too.
Wait, you're pitched in Levi?
Yes, Levi.
So he's talking about the tribe of Levi, is how we would pronounce it today. Levi being the priestly tribe, which is a pretty big deal. Obviously, we're not quite there to the priesthood yet of the Levites and what's going on there, but Korah is saying he's pitched his tent in Levi. And then, of course, Chasisi is just trying to follow suit. He's trying to just keep his cool here and talk his way out of all these situations.
Levi, home sweet home.
Well, if you're pitched in Levi, then you won't mind walking home with me?
Of course not. Lead the way, brother. Come on.
I love this part too. They're just kind of like leading each other. He's
I'm
trying
not
to
sure
see
what
where
would
you're
happen
going.
if the people here found out that I am an Egyptian. I'm sure they wouldn't kill me.
They for sure would. If they found out he was an Egyptian, they for sure would kill him. No doubt about it, for sure. All right, let's go to one more section here as they head to the tribe of Levi and get into their tents. Another funny section.
Well, this is my tent.
Ah, great. I'm just over that way a bit.
Which way?
Just over there.
Well, which one? I'll walk with you to your tent.
Nonsense. That won't be necessary. But I thank you. I appreciate it. And allow me.
But,
Korah, please, brother.
all right.
Have a good night.
Okay, good night.
Sleep well.
You too.
Funny moment there. We got one more scene with them together near the end here, which is very funny as well.
Excuse me. You!
Oh, hello, Korah.
I've been looking all over for you.
And now you found me. Have a great day.
Wait! Please. Your name. At least. Tell me your name.
My Hebrew name, right? That's
My Hebrew name, right?
right. I totally have because I am a Hebrew.
Yes, your Hebrew name.
My Hebrew name, it's Moses.
Moses? You're telling me that your name is Moses? Like Moses? Moses?
Oh, yes.
Now this is this in particular is a really, really dumb lie, because Moses is not like a common name. Moses is not like a name that you're normally going to get just like randomly being a part of the Israelites, okay? Moses was a name given to Moses, particularly from the Pharaoh's daughter, not even his family, right? And so it's just funny that he picked that name out of everybody's name.
My Hebrew name is Moses. Also, pleased to meet you.
You're not even saying it correctly. It's Moses. Like Moses.
Moses. That's what I say it.
Look at my mouth. Moses.
Moses.
Of course, this is a funny joke because the Egyptians normally would have like Ramses or something like that at the end. And so it's not often that they would have to phrase Moses instead of Moses, which is what he would be used to kind of saying in an Egyptian way, which is funny.
Sis. Moses? Moses, like pose it? Wait, where are you going?
Oh, I apologize, Korah. I have very important Hebrew things to do.
Wait, get back here.
See you later, Korah.
No,
Bye.
Listen to me, get back here.
So anyway, this is why I think that the Promised Land will be successful, is things like this. Because even though those scenes were so dumb, right? Like it was so funny, it was hilarious. Like these are obviously things that are so over the top. Even in those scenes, there were still 10 things that I could talk about scripturally or biblically, right? And so for each of these moments, we're going to have so many little Easter eggs that we can dive into and talk about the life of being an Israelite and how everything kind of worked, right? From circumcision and everything else, right? And these things in particular, I just love how they do that because it allows us to dive deep into something that we never really would have been able to before from a different perspective totally than we can with The Chosen or with these other Christian media projects. So I think it's going to be really unique overall. Now, next time we talk about the Promised Land series, we are going to talk about some more serious things, because within this show overall, there are some more serious things that happen, and even direct scriptural moments where it's like word for word what they said in scripture. And so we're going to talk about that next time as well. It's not just funny things all the time. It also has heart, as Mitch would say. So I think it's going to be really, really, really funny.